Hey, I just wanted to do a quick review of the plan for you. That's Dan Hollings Crypto Trading Training Course. It's a bit of a mouthful. Anyway, I'm going to share with you my personal review of the course as an actual The Plan student, whether or not I found it worthwhile, and also what happens in different markets and a lot more. Anyway, I'm going to dive into that and a special thing that Dan actually taught us recently when the market totally tanked. And while everybody else was losing money, those of us in the plan who followed Dan's advice, we have been making a lot of money in a down market. And it blew me away. And I'm going to share our results with you in just a moment. First of all, hi, welcome to my channel. I am Amanda Vander Gulick, and I help entrepreneurs just like yourself create passive income from your passions. And if your passion happens to be cryptocurrency, then you are in the right place right now. Let's dive in today. So I invested in Dan Hollings The Plan Crypto Trading Training Course. And why did I do that? Because again, I do get asked, Amanda, why would you invest in the course if you can literally learn this stuff for free? And the reason is actually twofold for me personally. First of all, I believe that we should be able to earn money based on the history of what others have already learned, that we shouldn't have to reinvent the wheel, that we shouldn't have to constantly fail just to maybe succeed. I believe that you deserve to win right off the bat. I believe that you put your time and your effort in simply by being you and all the work that you've done so far to this date, and you deserve to have a little bit of fast track, a little bit of something to help you along, to have a hand guide you along. That's just my personal belief. I believe that we can learn from the mistakes of others and that we can then jumpstart our own success. And why do I believe this? First of all, I am a lung patient. In 2016, I nearly lost my life. I was in a 3-week coma and I woke up as a severely disabled lung person. And that meant I could no longer work at a regular job, and I was reliant on others to take care of me. And I believe in independence, and I believe in liberation, and being so dependent on others and not being able to work was not an option for me. So I had to find a way to create my own income in another way. And that's why I am so passionate about helping you create passive income from your passions. And that's why I was so incredibly excited when I learned about the crypto world and how you can actually make money in crypto, whether the market is up or down, because as you can hear, I have very limited physical resources, so I need to do things in a way that is the most effective, most efficient, and the fastest to get results. And I want to share that with you because I believe you deserve to know that too. So that is the first reason. The second reason is also because I just don't want to have to spend all that time and reinvent and lose money and then gain a little and then learn a lot and then gain a little bit more and then lose a lot more. I have been there. I have done that. And like I said, I believe in the power of learning from other people's mistakes. Now, Dan Hollings has actually lost millions, like literally millions of dollars in cryptocurrencies. And he didn't just lose it and give up. No, he lost it and he learned from it. He has made way more than he's ever lost. And in the meantime, he has learned so many lessons and he put it into this plan. And it's really cool because when he started out, he wasn't sharing his plan. Like, he never create the plan with the purpose of, I'm going to sell the plan. That's not what he did. He created a plan for himself because he's just a very smart and very efficient entrepreneur, and he likes to have things laid out in an actual plan and make sure it's going to work, and things that don't work, they get moved out, and things that do work, they get added in. And then friends of his were like, oh, we're going to start investing in crypto as well. And he was like, wait, I've lost millions in crypto, so if you're going to get started, then just follow my plan because this stuff works. And they're like, awesome, sweet, thank you. And they were just blown away by how much they earned right off the bat because they had listened to Dan and followed what he had learned. And then they were doing so well, and then they would tell friends, and they would tell friends, and then it was a small little group, but they were having so much success, and they had so many people around them who were struggling and who were losing money in crypto, and so they wanted to find a way, and they're like, Dan, you got to teach this. And Dan was like, I don't know, you think people want this? And they're like, oh my gosh, Dan, you got to teach this. So anyway, a friend of mine told me about this, and I am so grateful to them that they did. So yes, I invested in the plan. I'm actually going to show you here This is the bot that I use. And if you're not familiar with bots, again, that training that I'm going to share with you in just a moment, you'll learn how it all works. But this is the platform that I use. And this one down here, let me show you this chart. So this happens to be APE and USDT. And Dan taught me how to invest. You see this red area here, how to invest in crypto so that I can earn whether it's going up or down, up or down. And you can see all these little dots, these circles over here. This is where I was literally making money, every day, every single minute as it was going up and down. And in this one, I actually invested in APE, and it brought me back 177 in profit. And it's out of range currently because, as you might be aware, we had a huge tank in the market. And so I wasn't worried about it, because what Dan teaches us in his crypto trading training course, that's really a mouthful, is to not panic, to not fear. If I panicked and I sold it all off, I'd have no coins left, I'd have no income left, and I would have just lost money. And that's one of the things I'm so grateful to Dan for, is that he taught us how to stay laser focused and not worry about all the fear and all the worry, all the anxieties in the world. Because if you have a plan, a strategic plan of how to earn money in crypto, and you hang in there, you could earn money fast, which I'll show you in just a minute. You can earn money slow and steady. You can kind of choose which way you want to go based on the research that he helps you learn how to do. And so when it tanked, you can see down here there are no dots. Well, I'm not earning it down here, but this is temporary. Markets go up and they go down, and as soon as it comes back in here, I'll be off to the races again, earning money. And the beautiful thing is Dan taught me how to set it up so that it will continue to rise. And again, this is stuff that you can learn for free, but it's going to take you a long time. And there are certain things that you can't learn for free. There are certain steps, there are certain spacings, there are certain numbers, there are certain guidelines that Dan has figured out that you can't learn for free. And that is why I'm so grateful that I got to learn directly from Dan himself. And he comes in and we have live sessions. They're called like fly on the wall sessions, and we talk about what the market is doing currently. And in one of the recent sessions, when the market totally tanked and everybody was losing money, he taught us something that I'm going to show you right now, how to earn money way down here. He calls it bottom feeders, because he likes like those bottom feeder fish that like eat from the bottom, right? So we learned how to do that. And so here is that same one, but then at the bottom feeder. So you can see up here. So let me just move this for you, make it a bit smaller. There you go. All right, so you can see this is where I had previously earned, right, in that other chart that I just showed you. But now that it's way down here at the bottom, I'm earning all these dots in here. Do you see that? Isn't that incredible? All these dots in here. So if you have a look, this is really cool. So when the market was doing really well, I was getting a really good return, because like if you think about it, a 4.36% return in 2 months, that's incredible when a bank doesn't even give you 1% in a year, right? So I was already super excited by this. But then look at this, with this bottom feeder strategy that we learned in the plan, just because we're part of it, we're part of the membership, we get these monthly fly on the wall sessions and what's going on in the market. Look at this, I almost earned the same amount in 21 days at 11% return, which is unbelievable, just incredible. And I tried a bunch of different ones here as well. I was curious to see how BTC was going. And so that one's not moving nearly as fast, which is fine, which is kind of nice. I just wanted to have something to compare it to. And then, but look at this one. This one went totally crazy. And all these coin pairs here, I can imagine you might be like, oh, I'll just take Amanda's coin pairs. The thing is, you need to learn when to research and when to actually put your coins in, because just because like this one here is a really good example, it's doing amazing. Look at this. It's just all over the place, right? It was way up here. Let me see if I can get it even smaller. I don't think so. I think that's as small as I can get it. But it was like way out off the charts over here, and it dropped down like crazy. Oh, here, there we go. I can kind of zoom it in a bit more for you there. But it dropped down way down low, and then look, boom, it went crazy. And because this grid that you see here was actually way down low, which is why I earned on all this down here, and when it went crazy, it moved up with it, and now it's like earning in here, which is just incredible. But what I set up over here, I set up based on what we learned in Dan's course. And what is happening over here is not something that I would set up now. It worked out really well, and it gave, look at this, a 61% return in 21 days. A 61, can you even imagine, can you even fathom, even if we rounded it down to 50 and we thought over 10 months, that's like 500% return. That's just unbelievable. And but the thing is, because it's so volatile right now, I would do a different strategy if I were starting this one fresh today. Obviously, I'm going to leave this one in here because it's incredible and I want to take advantage of it. But that's the beautiful thing about it. So anyway, one of the things that I love most about how Dan teaches us is he teaches how to do our own research so that we know when is a good time to actually invest in coin pairs and when is a time to wait, and when is the time to follow a market, and when is the time to sit back and just wait for the market to rebalance. And he also just gives you a full financial plan around your crypto of, how much should you be saving, how much should you be having available to invest, how much should you be doing in dollar cost averaging, but also specifically the spacings between all of these grids and where, how do I find this high end and how do I find this low end. They're very important, and it would have taken me so long to try to figure this out. And I mean, if Dan Hollings, who is brilliant at this, lost millions, I don't even want to think about what I would have had to lose just to earn a little bit. So I'm so grateful. If you're serious about investing in cryptocurrencies, then I think the best investment you can do is go through Dan Hollings' course, his crypto trading training course, which is still a mouthful to say. I hope you found this helpful. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my energy here. It's time for me to rest and just let my crypto make money for me. If you'd like a more in-depth review of Dan Hollings The Plan, I do have some other videos, and I'll show you different markets and how they affected us, and some other coin pairs that I've done in the past and how they did, and you can check them out in this playlist over here. All right, I'll see you in the crypto land. What are you waiting for? All right, I'll see you here.